What's up everybody, it's your boy CB back at you with another video. In this video I'm going to be discussing how you guys can become a smoother Fortnite mobile player when it comes to aiming, building, editing, and all-around movement in Fortnite Mobile. The first thing I would recommend is going into your settings and finding look acceleration. Now I would recommend having that all the way down. The reason I recommend having your look acceleration all the way down to 1% is because it makes for much more consistent movement. When your look acceleration is high, that means the faster you move your finger, the further you'll look around, and that's really inconsistent because you want to have it be that if you move your finger a certain distance, it'll move a certain distance on your screen, regardless of how fast you're moving your finger. Most of the best mobile players have their look acceleration all the way down, and I highly recommend you guys trying it out. What I did to get mine all the way down was I had it at all the way up, the default, and then over time I slowly moved it down a little bit by a little bit by a little bit, so there wasn't any big drastic change, and it didn't feel like a huge transition because it was slow and over time. My next recommendation to get smoother gameplay is if you feel like you're moving around too jittery, like there's sharp turns and stuff like that, and you don't really want those crazy quick movements, and you'd rather have it be slow and more controlled, try turning down your sensitivities, your overall touch sensitivity, your targeting sensitivity. If any of it feels like it's moving around too quickly and you want it to be smoother and slower, try turning it down. It's the same with your building sensitivity and your editing sensitivity. If you feel like they're too high, turn them down. I recommend having a high building sensitivity and editing sensitivity, but it may not be as smooth, so if you're going for smoothness, a lower one will make it smoother. As I said though, I do recommend a higher building and editing sensitivity, but as far as smoothness goes, it doesn't help as much. And yeah, it's the same thing with the look acceleration. I recommend making slight changes over time, just little changes, and then as you go, it won't feel as big of a transition as if you just make one big change one time. Before I get into the next tip, if this video has been helpful or enjoyable for you guys in any way, can you please drop a like? It means so much to us. And now for the last tip. Something I would really recommend if you want to make for the smoothest building and editing in-game or in creative, I would recommend having build patterns that you practice and edit patterns that you practice, so that when you're in game and stuff, it's all muscle memory. It'll make it so much smoother if you just go into creative and practice certain builds over and over again, so that placing all the builds just feels like one smooth motion, and over time it'll make any difficult build pattern seem easy and smooth. The more you practice anything in Fortnite, the easier it'll get, the smoother you'll get at it, and the better it'll feel. So just stick with it, and over time you'll get smoother for sure. Follow some of the tips I recommended. The big one is the look acceleration. I think it's made me so much smoother and so much more consistent, and I feel like I wish I had just done it sooner, so hopefully you take my advice. If you don't, I mean, because it is a transition, guys. It is a big transition, changing look acceleration. That's why I had to do it so slowly over time, but you won't regret it. And yeah, please drop the like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.